Hey, what's up, Rico gang? Welcome back to my channel. By the end of this video, you will completely understand how you can become a sneaker plug. Now today, I'm actually gonna bring in somebody that's way more qualified than me, somebody who actually taught me a lot about the stuff I know. So I'm actually glad to be able to bring him on and show y'all who he is and show y'all what he's doing with his reselling business. I mean, bro, this is an experienced reseller, somebody who has been doing this for a couple years now, someone who has great experience botting and doing it manually. And if anybody's qualified to tell you, he is. So let's jump right into it. Yeah, so look, man, we got my boy Fowler in the building. Just a little rundown. I'm not sure if he remembers how I originally met him, but when I first started botting and I joined Drop Alert, they got like a feature where on drop day, you know what I'm saying, everybody who's botting sort of jumps in the chat, right? He was honestly one of the people that held my hand through learning NSB, bro. Like, you know, I watched tutorials and everything, but bro actually, you know what I'm saying, basically told me like, bro, you ultimately just got to get in there and take L's. What's up, my boy?
Oh, man.
The reason why I brought you, bro, the reason why I wanted to get you is because you, like, from what I've seen, bro, like, you're one of the more experienced resellers that I would say that I know, bro. So I wanted to get somebody like you on the channel, bro, and kind of, you know what I'm saying, break down some of the questions that I get, some of the questions that the beginners want to know, bro.
Sure.
Okay. Very first question I'm gonna ask you is, when did you start reselling and how much did you start reselling with?
When I first started reselling was a couple of years ago. I started thrifting like through Plato's Closet and stuff.
Right.
I started with $20. I found a pair of Ferrari 14s for $20, and I ended up wearing them.
Right.
And I got bored of wearing them, and I sold them for $120 on Go. And that's what really started me.
So you sold them used on Go?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That's lit. So how long ago would you say this is?
I think I would say it was late 2018 in the winter.
Right. Okay. So you only really 3 years in the game, bro. Like for you to already have like a website and doing drops of your own, bro, that's pretty dope. That's pretty hard, bro. All right, so a lot of brand new resellers ask me, bro, like bro, is it possible to start reselling and become successful reselling without bots?
Oh, absolutely. I was reselling for a few years without botting. You know, you can just go through stores all day, and honestly, you can probably make more money going through stores like the mall, Marshalls, Burlington, thrift stores than buying, because you got to pay for proxies,
right? You
got to pay for rental fees, etc. And you're not even guaranteed to get paid.
I want to take you back to what you said at first. You said going through stores. What do you mean? Is there a certain method? Is it called something?
I call it looping, and you go through. I have like a route I plan. I call it the strip. There's like a big road in my town.
Right.
There's a mall, then there's a Burlington, a Marshalls, there's a Plato's Closet, and a bunch of thrifts. And I shoot through there every day, and I make some good money doing it.
I be logging on Instagram, bro, and one day, bro, you had me laughing because you was like, imagine getting out looped by this kid.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, but in reality though, like, bro, like just for everybody watching this, bro, like, bro, really, like every single day, like nonstop. Let me ask you this: what ways would you recommend that a beginner just start copying manual for the person who, you know, has told me like, hey, Rico, bro, I've been trying to resell, I got the capital, I just don't know where to start, and I haven't been able to get anything exclusive.
All right, so what I would start doing is I'd go through thrift stores like Plato's Closet and start building up a little bit of capital. So you buy shoes really cheap. You get shoes for like $20 and flip them for like $80, and that's a really good margin. You know, you do that a couple times, you got over $1,000 from profit.
Right. Okay. You said, hold on, wait. You said in a week or two, bro?
Yeah. If you do it every day, go through stores, you'd be shocked at the stuff you find.
You know what? I'm gonna be real, bro. When I'm watching your stories and I'm, you know what I'm saying, looking and saying like, there's no way. How did he find a pair of Travis Warrens at Burlington? And of course, I'm exaggerating, but you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm one of the people who would say to you, bro, like, the stores in my area don't be having that type of stuff, bro. Like, where do you live?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I live in Connecticut. It's really competitive out here, but I got most of my stores I got people text me what they have, obviously, but
right.
When I first started, it wasn't like that. I have to go through every store and figure out what stores restock at this time, what store gets shipment, and then you got to go at when they put all the stuff out, and that's usually when you find all the good stuff. Like in Burlington, you find some Jordans, or you'll find some.
Just to reel that part in for somebody who's trying to learn. the key is really, especially at a place like Burlington, is finding out when the shipment comes.
Yes, 100%. When they put them out, like go try different times of the day, like spread them out during the week. One day you go at opening, then the next day you go at maybe lunchtime, then throughout the afternoon you go every other day. And eventually you'll run into a restock.
Right.
Then once you find them restocking at that time, just start going every day at that time. And if they change it, then you just gotta start figuring it out.
That's honestly something that I still have yet to hear. You know what I'm saying? Let me ask you this. You don't have to give us an exact number, but about how many pairs of shoes do you think you sell a week?
A week? Ooh. Well, on an average week, I probably sell 20 to 25, I'd say.
Okay. That's a lot. That's a lot. Okay. And how many would you say total?
From June 1st to end of August, I've sold about 300 pairs.
Okay. And let's do this. What would you say your average profit margin is on a shoe?
Honestly, average, I try to shoot for like 30, 40 bucks each shoe.
Okay.
And some obviously are more and some are obviously less. You know?
Right. But your magic number is around like 30.
Yeah, 30, 40 bucks. Depends on the store. Also with the Flex app, how the reservations go and stuff, that's a whole different conversation to have.
Right. Look, we can have it briefly. We can have it briefly because you and my cousin are the first two people, and you might remember when I messaged you, because Fowler's one of the people like I try not to bother him, you know what I'm saying? But if it's something that's really just like, bro, I hit Fowler and I'm like, bro, wait a minute, is this how this works? Is this how the flex points? And he was like, yeah, bro, you should have been building these points, bro. That's when I started to first learn about the flex app. And then I turned over to my cousin, and my cousin he's another person who on any given release day, he's gonna eat on the foot sites, you know what I'm saying, and have a bunch of reservations. So I'm like, bro, is this? And he was like, yeah. And it's like right when I got into it, they changed the algorithm, quote unquote.
Oh yeah. Well, the thing is, I have no idea what this algorithm is. From people I see, the people that hit the most are in like the lower to mid. They have from 500,000 to 1 million flex points. The people above that don't hit, and the people below it have a better chance in the big accounts. It used to be how whoever spends the most money with them is gonna win all the shoes. Right. Like if you have 50 million points and someone else got 100,000 points, you're obviously gonna win over them. Because you're buying more bricks. We call them bricks, like stuff you'll make a good margin on. Right. And you buy a bunch of those, you build your points up, and then you used to be you would hit clips. You can go through them all. Every store you're picking a men's and GS up for the shoe. Right. Exactly. That's what my cousin was doing. The most common question I get is like, hey bro, I'm new to reselling. Like, how do I know what shoes to go for? Ooh, that's a really good question. There's two types of people that resell. There's the people that are I call them hype resellers. Like they only go for the drops, the drops like the Lightning 4s or the Yeezy 350s. Right. And there's another reseller that goes to the discount stores. Like they'll go to the Nike outlets. They'll go through Foot Lockers and look for a very discounted item that they flash sale and they're gone instantly. Or they go to Marshalls and Burlington. From my experience, usually the discount buyers, like at the Foot Lockers and stuff. Right. Yeah, that's what usually makes the better margin, personally, what I've experienced. But you can still, if you start buying and you hit hundreds of pairs every release, you're obviously going to make more money doing that over time. Right. Most people don't have the capital to do that, first of all, and it gets really expensive to do it. Right. No, for sure. Man, when the UNC ones came out, and this person that we both know was like, yeah, bro, I hit about, I think 6 or 7 of them, and I'm like, bro, you say that like that's, that's nothing. But he said, bro, the money, like the resources I spent, I was trying, like I should have hit 20 something, you know what I'm saying? And so that put it in perspective for me, like, bro, like that's so much of a gamble. Botting can be so much of a gamble. And look, it's something that I started. So like me, I'm like, I don't want to quit, you know what I'm saying? But no, I guarantee, I absolutely don't too much advise people to buy, like released in none of my videos or information or whatever. But like, I think it's safe to say, like, I've had spent $1,100 to $1,200, bro, before
before I ever seen my first checkout come across, bro.
A lot of work.
Like, so yeah, bro, botting is a lot of work. But so back to in the context of the question of like, how do I know what shoes to buy? A lot of the times, bro, I tell people there isn't. I mean, I could tell you the obvious. You go for Jordan 1s, go for Dunks, OG colorways. Of course, you know what I'm saying. There's that answer, but I feel like the people are wanting that answer, but the real answer is one that they don't want. And the real answer is that there's no way, there's no like cookie cutter one shoe that I could tell you to go buy, and that buying that shoe alone is gonna give you a successful resale career. The real answer is, and tell me if I'm wrong, I should say, the real answer is like, bro, you have to get the experience, honestly, by spending the time in these stores, looking up SKU numbers, comparing and contrasting, then remembering like, oh man, I seen one of these go for, you know, like you have to honestly learn that on your own. Is that a correct answer?
Oh, absolutely. That's how I really started. Like when I go through stores now, I don't even have to search SKUs up. Like once you get going, when you're going through stores every day, you know what's good, what's not going to sell, and etc. That's the key when you first start. You just want items that will sell quick. You don't want items that you get. Say you get a shoe for $5, but you got to hold on to it for 6 months. Some people can't do that, even though it's really cheap.
How do you? This is once again, I think this answer is going to apply, but I just got to get it from you so that they hear it from somebody who's more experienced than me, knows way more than I do. So how do you know what to hold and what to sell?
Oh, that's a tough one. That's really like, holding is really risky because I'll grab a shoe right now that I've been holding this shoe for over a year and it hasn't moved. These Grateful Deads.
Right.
I paid over $1,000 for them and they're down to $800. So I'm down $200 and I've been holding for over a year.
Right.
But shoes like this, the Travis Scott's, the Woes,
right.
This is an obvious hold, you know. Everybody wants them. They were really hard to get.
Right.
Good colorway, and it's Travis Scott. Every shoe goes up, you know.
Right. The answer is basically it'll become obvious, and that's kind of what I preach to. Is like my idea on holds are, I don't typically believe in holds unless, number one, you got a couple $1,000s to, you know what I'm saying, to invest into one shoe, meaning that you can get multiples of that shoe, right? Yes. And like you're not gonna miss that money, and then you see what happens, you know what I'm saying? Or like it's an obvious hold like the Travis's or whatever, but other than that, I don't really even believe in holding, bro. Like simply because, so to answer the question, I think it's fair to say like it's gonna be obvious when it's really a really good hold. A lot of people want to know, like, bro, what's the best platforms to sell on? What's the best way to sell?
Well, it depends. If you want to move stuff quick, obviously StockX and Go. That's the most obvious one. But
right.
eBay is probably the best one to start on because one, it's no fees for shoes over $100 that are like athletic shoes, Jordans or whatever.
Right.
And two, you don't got to deal with payout delays with StockX and Go.
Once again, you don't have to put us in your business. You don't have to tell us exactly, you know what I'm saying, like exact numbers or whatever. But I would just ask you this: how profitable is your sneaker business? Is it, you know, how much profit? Roundabout. Give me a roundabout figure of how much profit I could potentially make. Let's frame it this way: how much profit could I potentially make if I let Fowler control me like a PlayStation, you know what I'm saying, on a reselling game? How much profit could I possibly make?
Honestly, it's really the more this game's about reselling. It's honestly the more money you got to buy shoes, the more money you're obviously gonna make. So if you have more money, you can make more money than me, obviously. But usually, my monthly right now, I'm making around $4,500 a month, which isn't too bad.
What you mean isn't too bad? That's great.
Yeah, I know. Well, I don't.
Yeah, bro, that's great. Like that's great. So so boom. I also want to talk about this, bro, because honestly, you're doing something that I eventually wanted to do, you know what I'm saying, and want to do still. And bro, like Fowler pretty much has his own online store. So tell us. Oh, also, bro, I have thousands and thousands of people, bro, like that ask, that are like, man, I wanna buy some shoes off someone on Instagram, or I just don't know if they're legit. So look, this guy is 100% legit. I'm gonna have all his links, all that in my description. But tell us where we can, if we like, man, I want to buy some shoes from Fowler. Tell us where we can, tell us where we can find you. Tell us about your site.
All right, so I got my site. It's fowlerskicks.com. I try to restock it a couple times a week, but I get a little flustered with all the shoes and etc. And you can always hit me on Instagram too, just through the DM. Oh, you got this size, blah blah blah. And I answer usually quick. If I don't answer, it just gets buried because I have people. Oh, you find this at this store, you find that at this store. So please understand,
I ain't gonna take up too much more of your time. I know you're trying to get it. I know you've been restocking the site all day, bro. So man, I want to really thank you for just taking the time out, bro, and hollering at us and kind of giving us some of your insight.
Sure, for sure, bro.
No doubt. I hope y'all caught all them gems that Fowler dropped. All his links, his website, everything's gonna be down in the description. If you're interested in sneaker reselling, sneaker botting, I have a series where I'm turning $100 into $10,000 reselling sneakers. Beat me over in that video. Love everybody out there. Let's get it.